Okay, this video is going to look at a complicated electricity meter from a house or an apartment and try to explain what the different readings represent. So when it turns on, you get this first reading that pops up. It has the units of kilowatt and hours. So a kilowatt hour is a unit of energy, and therefore this is an energy reading. The first reading is very likely the energy reading for the peak hours of electricity use. Peak hours meaning weekdays from sort of morning till nighttime, generally when businesses and homes, people are awake and using appliances and using a lot of electricity. And at those peak times, electricity tends to be more expensive. So you get one reading for the peak times, and then you'll get a second reading that has your energy reading for off peak times. So this is representing during peak hours, this is the current energy reading in this person's apartment. If you wait, it then switches 1.8.2, and now we've got a different reading, still kilowatt hours. So this is still an energy reading, but this represents the rate at off-peak hours, or the amount of energy used at off-peak hours. So if you actually wanted to know how much energy was used in a given day, 24-hour period, or in a given month or year, you'd actually have to look at both of those readings and look at how much they had changed in that time. And you'd be looking at the energy use during peak hours for the first reading and how that's changed. And then the second reading and how that has changed would represent how much energy was used at off peak hours. And the combination would be how much energy was used in total in this house or apartment during that time period. So it does make it more complicated if you've got two different readings, but what it represents is peak electricity use, which is more expensive electricity use, and off peak electricity use, which is overnight, weekends, things like that. If we skip ahead, the third and fourth readings that may show up is if you have solar panels on your house or apartment. If you have solar panels generating electricity during peak hours and off peak hours, those represent the third and fourth readings. This house or apartment does not have solar panels, therefore the readings are 0, but you can see it is still an energy reading with the kilowatt hour on the right-hand side. And if you do have solar panels, then maybe you'll see a positive value, and that means you're generating some electricity. The last reading that shows up on this meter is a change in unit. It's just kilowatts, and therefore it's not a unit of energy, it's a unit of power. And power is the rate at which we're using or transferring energy. So this value is showing you how much energy you're using right at this time in your house or apartment. So this number should fluctuate a lot more than the other numbers, which should only really climb as you use more and more energy over a given time period. This number will go up and down. If you turn on more appliances, it should go up. If you turn off some appliances, you'll be using less energy at that time, so it should go down. And even in this, couple of seconds, you can see that this value fluctuates a little bit depending on what exact appliances are being used and how much energy they are using.